drive for $398 a month for 36 months with zero due at signing. Sign and drive. Fox Marquette Ford. Experience the difference.
Hi, I'm Jim Koski, and join me Mondays for Life in the 906.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Kevin Hodge. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, we'll see how Michigan's RX Kids program is providing financial support for families in need of medical care. Plus, we sit down with Michigan Senator Gary Peters as he looks back at 2025 and what he's hoping to see for the country next year. And gas prices have been down this holiday season. We'll hear if that trend will continue. Your 19 News at 6 starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 6.
We have some very interesting weather ahead here, and it really starts the second half of this weekend going into next week. We have a winter storm watch that was issued by the Weather Service earlier today for basically almost all of the Upper Peninsula. This is going to be through Sunday afternoon through early Monday morning. We are going to be talking about some potential heavy snow, and we'll talk about that coming up later. Lows tonight into the lower 30s, and that's where we'll be for tomorrow morning. All the details on the snow, plus a look at New Year's coming up in just a few.
Dakota, thank you very much. A Michigan program designed to support mothers and newborns may also be strengthening democracy. New research tied to the RX Kids Cash Assistance Program shows higher voter turnout among young mothers, especially those who had not voted in previous elections. Our Michigan Capitol correspondent, Sophia Murphy, explains what researchers found and why it matters.
RX Kids launched in Flint in 2024 as a first-of-its-kind program, providing direct cash support to families during pregnancy and a baby's first year of life. While the program was designed to improve health and financial stability, researchers say it's also changing how new mothers engage in civic life.
When you have a child, it also means that a lot of your bandwidth for other things that are, important, maybe not sort of critical, but still important for civic life also get swept away.
Smith says political science research typically shows voter turnout drops after childbirth, but RX Kids appears to be reversing that trend.
We could look at individuals in Saginaw and Flint, and basically we saw an increase in turnout in Flint. More importantly, we could see that among RX Kids participants, the turnout increase was higher.
The biggest gains were among young women enrolled in RX Kids, especially those who hadn't voted before.
What's amazing is that we would usually expect a turnout decline among individuals who just had a child.
Smith says the program helps by easing financial stress, but also by reinforcing a sense of belonging.
It's providing the encouragement or the idea that this, you're part of civic life and part of public life, and we're all in this together, and so they're more likely to turn out and vote and participate in elections that way.
RX Kids has expanded to communities across Michigan, including parts of the Upper Peninsula. Researchers say the findings suggest that targeted economic support can do more than improve health. It can help bring new voices to the ballot box. From Michigan's capital, Sophia Murphy, WZMQ 19 News.
2026 will be Michigan Senator Gary Peters' final year in Congress. Our Washington, D.C. correspondent Rachel Knapp spoke with the senator about his legislative priorities for his final year.
I'm feeling good. There's still things that I want to get done, but I think the biggest challenge that we have in Congress right now is just bringing people together.
That's Michigan Senator Gary Peters' response when asked about looking to 2026, his final year in Congress.
I'm not running for re-election. I'm not going to retire. I'm going to continue to work, and I hope to continue to work on ways that we bring people together to solve the really tough problems we face as a country. They shouldn't all be hyper-partisan. They shouldn't be polarized. We've got to find common ground, and that's going to be my commitment over the next year and in the years to come.
Peters, who is the ranking member on the Senate Homeland Security Committee, says one of his main focuses for his final year will be on cybersecurity.
This is probably one of the most significant threats we have to the homeland on a daily basis. We're constantly being attacked either by criminal elements or state actors who are trying to get information or take money, ransomware. All those kinds of attacks are pretty persistent.
One piece of bipartisan legislation he's advocating for is his Protecting America from Cyber Threats Act. It would enable private companies to voluntarily share cybersecurity threat indicators with the Department of Homeland Security. Peter says this collaboration has helped prevent data breaches, protected personal information, and strengthen the federal government's ability to respond to cyber attacks from foreign adversaries and criminal networks.
You know, I'd say the example of it is if there's a burglar in your neighborhood robbing houses, you want to know that so that you can make sure your doors are locked and the police drive through the neighborhood more than they normally would. It's the same thing for cyber. But unfortunately, that law ends at the end of January. My extension would extend it for 10 years, as well as add additional protections. It's absolutely essential, and it's a priority of mine to get passed.
In Washington, Rachel Knapp, WZMQ 19 News.
This holiday season, Santa delivered drivers a holiday gift, low gas prices. Rachel Knapp also caught up with an organization that helps drivers find the cheapest using crowdsourced data. And experts say the national average of gas was the lowest Christmas Day price since the pandemic.
This Christmas, the present is at the pumps.
Well, certainly a pretty terrific Christmas when gauged by gas prices. The lowest gas prices going into Christmas since the pandemic back in 2020. So the lowest seasonal gas price we've seen in a long time.
Patrick DeHaan with Gas Buddy says gas prices have fallen in almost every state in the past few weeks. The national average is now at $2.79 a gallon, the lowest Christmas Day prices since the pandemic. DeHaan says prices continue to drop every year since 2022 when the economy reopened.
We've seen gas prices falling progressively almost every Christmas, this year no exception. Why prices are so low now? Well, a few things happening. OPEC started out the year by boosting oil production. They've done that now on a near monthly basis. That additional oil supply has pushed oil prices down considerably. In addition, seasonality. Americans simply don't drive as much in colder weather. We've made the switch back to cheaper winter gasoline. So lower demand generally equates to lower prices. In addition, the last few weeks, refineries have finished seasonal maintenance, and that's allowed them to, again, restore and raise output. Oil prices being relatively low combined with refineries that are processing a very high amount of oil is putting additional gasoline supply in the market, reducing prices. So a lot of this is simply rebalancing of supply and demand and seasonality.
Gas prices vary from state to state. So if you're traveling,
open your eyes as you travel this holiday season. If you're crossing state lines, be sure to check the Gas Buddy app or Google Maps or Waze before you cross those state lines. You may be able to fill up for 20 to 40 cents a gallon lower if you pick the right side of the state line to fill up on.
Gas Buddy expects prices will remain relatively low through the holidays and into 2026.
But prices will eventually go back up next spring.
In Washington, Rachel Knapp, WZMQ 19 News.
Your first warning weather forecast is after the break. Dakota will let us know about all the snow heading towards the UP this weekend. And later, the Center for Youth Health and Wellness in Escanaba is celebrating 1 year of service. We'll be right back after this.
Sleep better with a new mattress from Kirkish Furniture. We proudly feature made in the Midwest Restonic mattresses. Try one out today and compare other major brands. Let our sleep specialists help you find the bed of your dreams at Kirkish Furniture.
We examine EKGs and use advanced imaging to uncover minute details. But what we see is you. We see how your heart beats with love and powers laughter. Even as we practice the latest medical science and perform advanced procedures, what we see is how we can help you live a healthy and active life. Healthcare is a lot of things, but the best care is human. Aspirus Heart Care. What we see is you.
Closed captioning sponsored by Range Bank of Upper Michigan.
Wednesday. Spend the night with CBS, live in Music City. Join hosts Hardy and Bert Kreischer, along with Jason Aldean, Lainey Wilson, Bailey Zimmerman, and more. Country's biggest names, one massive night. Unbelievable! The countdown is on. Happy New Year! New Year's Eve live, Nashville's Big Bash, CBS Wednesday, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, and streaming on Paramount+.
The Short List, a countdown show that's all sports. Only from SSN, the Cindy Sports Network.
Tonight's weather is brought to you by Shunk Furniture.
It's Shunk's store-wide clearance. It's that time of year when we clear out our showrooms. Big discounts on hundreds of items. In our Smith Brothers showroom, there's a large selection of sofas, love seats, and chairs, and recliners that have to be cleared out. There's big discounts on Flexsteel leather reclining furniture, too. Get 57% off this group. You'll save on Amish dining room in oak, maple, or cherry, quality that will last a lifetime. It's Shunk's store-wide clearance with 2 stores to shop, hundreds of specially tagged items. Shop Shunk's of Marquette today.
Now, from the 19 News Forecast Center, this is WZMQ 19 First Warning Weather.
Welcome back, everybody. Snow chances remain pretty low as we head through the rest of this weekend, or as we head through the rest of today and into the early part of this weekend. But that will be changing as we head into Sunday, especially. Yeah, we are talking about a potential for heavy snow that's going to be heading our way. We had some snow showers earlier that has moved off towards the east, but you look down here towards northwestern Pennsylvania, dealing with an ice storm situation down there, and definitely we are missing out on that. So, first warning weather futurecast shows a lot of clouds around through the rest of the overnight hours. Snow chances tomorrow, very minimal. Could see a couple of flurries around, and you see those there popping up. So there is that chance for a couple of flurries, but I don't think we'll see much out of that. But as we head into Sunday, our next storm system arrives. It's going to start as rain initially as a warm front pushes in. Then as colder air works in, we're going to start seeing that transition from rain to snow. So this is just through Saturday. You see very insignificant amounts here, maybe about up to 1/4 of an inch worth of snow out here towards Iron Mountain, very insignificant. But as we run this through Sunday, this only goes out so far. This goes out towards Monday at 6 a.m. and you're already seeing 2-3 inch totals out here across the western half of the UP, and these totals are going to increase as we head through the rest of the day on Monday. So again, we'll obviously keep you updated through the weekend and obviously early next week as we get closer. But winds shouldn't be too much of an issue through this weekend, but they will tick up, especially Sunday. Ahead of that storm system, winds will come up, so expect some gusty winds at times through Sunday and Monday. And as we head into New Year's, yeah, we are looking pretty chilly here. Temperatures are expected to be below average really through the next 6 to 10 days. And on the precip side here, things near average or slightly below average here as we head into the next couple of days. So temperatures tonight into the lower 30s. As we take a look at the next 7, you see here those snow showers arriving as we head towards late Sunday into Monday. A few more flakes continue, and then we are frigid as we head towards New Year's Eve and New Year's Day.
Dakota, thank you very much again. And still to come on your 19 News, a Marquette church reaches 150 years of celebrating the Christmas season. We'll have that story and more when we come back.
Every year, 800,000 children are reported missing. That's one child every 40 seconds. It's every parent's worst nightmare. Right now, there are 483 missing children cases still open. Your card donation can help keep kids safe and bring missing kids home. Donate your unwanted card today. Fast, free pickup, 24-hour response. Plus, you'll get the maximum tax deduction.
Call 800-671-9020.
January 7th, Hollywood Squares is back. This is big. With a new season of Tic Tac Touch Your Toes.
Careful, Lorel. Wow.
Drew and her crew kick back.
Of course.
And show us the money.
Yeah, baby.
Stars let loose.
I got drunk yesterday with Jane Fonda.
And let the fun fly.
Double your pleasure, double your fun is the slogan for what?
Breast implants?
That's the show I want to watch.
The new season of Hollywood Squares premieres CBS January 7th and streaming on Paramount Plus.
We are here around the clock in all weather. This isn't a job, it's a symphony. Mending hope, stocking the shelf, and being distant when we need to be. Understanding feelings. We don't have all the answers, but we're always present. Your home away from home in medical crisis. And your support brings warmth and comfort to families in need. Please donate today and help us make it home.
We know you're wondering, what's Jack's Crew up to now? Our brand new barbecue menu is smoking, with plates all week and big platters on the weekend. Every Friday night, dive into the Drunken Fisherman, featuring unique fish dishes and sauces you won't find anywhere else. Ready for hunting camp? 4 racks of our award-winning ribs. Plus, order ahead at our take and bake favorites: lasagna, chicken pot pie, brisket, a fresh soup and salad bar, perfect as a meal or an add-on, and more. Jack's Restaurant on Main Street in Rapid River.
You're watching WZMQ 19 News. live and local with Kevin Hodge.
Welcome back, everyone. An Escanaba healthcare facility is celebrating the end of its first full year in operation. Bay College and Public Health Delta and Menominee counties partnered to create the Center for Youth Health and Wellness located on campus. The center serves patients ages 10 to 21 and has seen more than 500 clients this year, including student athletes. More than 200 students have received sports physicals since January, and since October, the center has provided nearly 150 mental health visits, filling a large need in the community.
Very frustrating for a child who is in need of mental health services not to be able to get in to see a provider. We're able to provide appointments in a timely fashion for anyone who needs mental health services.
The Center for Youth Health and Wellness provides same-day appointments and offers well visits and immunizations. St. Paul's Episcopal Church in Marquette celebrated a special Christmas Eve service on Wednesday. It was 150 years ago that the sanctuary was completed and consecrated on Christmas Eve 1875. One of Marquette's founding fathers, Peter White, was instrumental in the construction of St. Paul's. White donated much of his fortune to the church, erecting an entire chapel complete with a Tiffany window in honor of his son Morgan. More recently, St. Paul's was awarded a sizable grant from the National Fund for Sacred Spaces, one of only 24 churches in the nation to be recognized.
St. Paul's is a historic place, and place that's engaged in the community was recognized by the National Fund for Sacred Places, and they recognize this as one of 24 congregations in the U.S. to receive a grant.
The money received from the grant will go towards exterior renovations to the sandstone facade and the preservation of St. Paul's stained glass windows. Now to service members and veterans coming home for the holidays, receiving a warm welcome at Flint Bishop Airport yesterday. The airport says Operation Handshake is a cherished tradition dedicated to showing appreciation for the service and sacrifice of those who've served. Volunteers welcomed service members as they arrived, offering warm gratitude, smiles, and the unmistakable sight of American flags. Volunteers included Patriot Guard riders.
We got out of the service, we weren't welcomed home at all, so now we just want to welcome everybody back. You know, treat them with respect.
Patriotism. We're trying to spread the word. Our country needs more patriots.
The Patriot Guard riders say you can show your appreciation to those who serve all year long by flying the flag, loving your neighbor, and telling a veteran thank you. It's a question that many of you probably ask every day. What should we do for dinner? If you're trying to reach health goals, it may be harder to find an answer to that question, and experts say wrong food choices are made every day because of certain misconceptions. Mandy Gaither has 5 food myths to leave behind as we move into 2026.
From social media to well-meaning friends, food trends can spread like fire, and they're not always true.
As anyone who's tried any food trend, it's not a one-size-fits-all.
Registered dietitian Julia Zampano with Cleveland Clinic says the first common myth, to lose weight, you have to give up all your favorite foods.
Maybe you have it a little less often at a smaller portion, but I think all foods can fit into a plan.
Next, avoid grain products when trying to lose weight. That's false. Zampano says it's a matter of how much of those you're eating, what you're pairing them with, and how you prepare them.
It's most important just to choose whole grains and a very balanced diet.
Third, going gluten-free is healthier. Zampano says if you have gluten sensitivity, yes, avoid gluten. But she says that doesn't equal weight loss.
Gluten-free products are pretty much the same product like bread, but just made with a flour that doesn't have that protein in it.
Fourth, avoid all fats to lose weight. Again, false. Zampano says fat is essential to our bodies, but she says to limit the intake and focus on eating healthy fats. Finally, going vegetarian helps you lose weight and be healthier. That's a myth. While plant-based diets are healthy, simply avoiding meat doesn't necessarily equate to healthier outcomes.
You may not be meeting your protein needs, your calcium needs, or other nutrient needs. Make sure you get all your nutrient needs by the food choices you're making.
One more myth that Zampano says she often hears is that dairy products are fattening and unhealthy. She says that's false because it's an important food group providing needed nutrients. But she says, like everything else, keep portions of dairy products controlled. And for those who can't tolerate dairy, choose alternatives. Mike Ludlam has your sports headlines. When we come back, he'll bring us the highlights from yesterday that saw the Detroit Lions eliminated from this season's playoffs. And then the Upper Goddess returns. Lori takes us back to the kitchen where she's making some sourdough stuffing. We'll be right back.
Severe weather is impacting millions nationwide and disrupting holiday travel. We will show you the cleanup efforts in California following record rainfall there and preparations in the Northeast as it braces for a snowstorm. And Steve Hartman goes on the road to meet a 12-year-old who can perfectly mimic 50 birds and how this unique talent took flight in front of his entire school. That's tonight on the CBS Evening News.
Winter is here. Fox Marquette Chevrolet gets you there. Lease a 2026 Chevrolet Equinox for $398 a month or choose 0% APR for 36 months. Together, let's drive. Fox Marquette Chevrolet. Experience the difference.
I feel very, very welcome.
From Law & Order, Mariska Hargitay.
Is it true? I heard you almost got fired season 3. I had cut my hair down. Oh. And I was like, well, this is going to be a problem. Oh, no. I was in tears over this. I was like, do you think I wanted this to happen?
Plus, Michael Chernus. Next, Kelly.
This is not my gift.
The Kelly Clarkson Show, Monday at 5 on WZMQ CBS.
MeTV presents Potter Poetry.
Oh, pony pucks, bull cookies, horse hockey, pigeon pellets, mule muffins, monkey muffins. That's what she said.
Watch Colonel Potter on MASH.
Hot diggity, hot saucy, hot mustard.
Weekdays and Sundays at 7 on MeTV 19.1.
I'm Drew Carey from The Price is Right here on TV 19.
Winter is here. Fox Marquette Chevrolet gets you there. Lease a 2026 Chevrolet Silverado 1500 for $389 a month or choose 0% APR for 36 months. Together, let's drive. Fox Marquette Chevrolet. Experience the difference.
Tonight's sports is brought to you by the Window Store.
Andersen brand products are #1 in quality, and the Window Store is your local Andersen expert for installation and service of all Andersen windows and doors. From showroom to your home, Andersen Windows and Doors at the Window Store. Andersen is the #1 trusted window and door brand. The Window Store is the Upper Peninsula's clear choice for windows and doors. Now that's a perfect fit. From showroom to your home, Andersen Windows and Doors at the Window Store.
Good evening, everyone. The 59th Annual Great Lakes Hockey Invitational begins Sunday at Van Andel Arena in Grand Rapids, with Michigan Tech facing the Miami Redhawks.
Grand Rapids.
The Huskies fell to Western Michigan 4-3 in overtime in last season's semifinal. Michigan Tech has won the GLI 12 times, Michigan State 13 times, including last year's event. The Huskies and Miami game will begin Sunday at 3:37 Eastern Time. This will be the Redhawks' first appearance in the GLI. Third-ranked Michigan State and Ferris State will meet in the second contest Sunday at 7:07 Eastern Time, and the championship games are on Monday. Well, the Detroit Lions may have seen Santa Claus in the stands yesterday in Minnesota, but all the gifts were going from Detroit to Minnesota, including this fumble recovered by Andrew Van Ginkel on a 4th down. And then Minnesota capitalized as former Packer Aaron Jones went the 1 yard, and the Vikings were out to a 7-0 lead. Moved to the second quarter, Lions drove the ball downfield quite well. And then Jared Goff threw a touchdown pass to Isaac Tesla, who had a crash landing but held possession to tie the game at 7. Jump to the third quarter now. Minnesota in the lead, and Goff will be intercepted by Harrison Smith. And another turnover and a field goal for the Vikings to make it 13-7. Fourth quarter, Jordan Addison touched the ball finally as a running back, and there he goes. 65 yards for the touchdown. Minnesota won 23-10. 18 of 29 was Goff for 197 yards, a touchdown, 2 interceptions, and 3 lost fumbles. Let's talk to Dan Campbell.
There's no looking back.
Don't look back.
I wasn't really looking back, just remember.
Type of game where, you know, you come away doing that, and the stats may be ugly, but you come away with the 2 shot plays that made the difference, the 2 touchdowns, and we just couldn't, you know, we couldn't get those.
Did a good job on defense. Had a good plan and exploited some things on us, and yeah, we're able to get after us, adding an extra rusher a lot of times, and whenever that happens, you know, if it's a free rusher, I'm hot, and they did a good job with that. We had a plan that we thought would attack that, and it didn't work well enough.
And Malik Willis will be the starting quarterback for the Packers against Baltimore on Saturday. We'll be right back.
You're going to send it to me, actually, Mike, and we're going to send it to the Upper Goddess.
Hi. Dean, do you like stuffing?
Love it.
So do I. But I am making stuffing out of my sourdough bread, which I had some laying around, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is about 7 cups of stuffing, which I poured almost 2 cups of vegetable broth on that. And if you had chicken broth, you can use any broth you want, it don't matter. But look at what I cooked here. Doesn't that look gorgeous?
Sure does.
So what we have here is celery, onions, mushrooms I thought would be good in it. Now, I've never put mushrooms in my stuffing before, but I think that, like when I make stuffing, I don't ever measure the celery. I always say you could not have too much, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna mix this all up. And I'm also gonna crack 2 eggs and put in this. And that's something different too. So, but the one thing I wanted to say is that, well, like if I make stuffing for like New Year's or something, I'm gonna make a loaf of bread with poultry seasoning in it. Because that's the only thing I ever put in my stuffing. So I'm gonna dump it into this buttered dish and I'm gonna bake it for, I don't know, we'll see, 40 minutes. So here's what it looks like. Doesn't that look good? Yeah. It got crunchy. I cooked about a little over 45 minutes, so let's see what it tastes like. Oh, it's still pretty moist. So you could put whatever you like in this. I always thought, oh my God, I have to buy that stuffing next. Let's see what it tastes like. That is so good. Can you imagine gravy on it?
That would be good.
But it is also so good that you don't need gravy. I will never buy stuffing mix again. And I'm not talking like stovetop. I'm talking about like the croutons, you know, that are seasoned and that. You can totally do it yourself. Because the ingredients in them is something I do not want to eat. As we have changed all our eating habits, AD.
That's right. Now don't go away. Final look at weather after this.
There's no looking back.
Don't look back.
I wasn't really looking back, just remembering back.
Remember back.
What do you say we start from here?
With a rifleman.
Weekdays at 3 p.m. on WZMQ Me TV.
Upper Peninsula State Bank is built from the customer's point of view. Our brand of banking blends technology with relationships. Video teller ATMs allow you to do self-guided or live teller transactions. You can deposit, withdraw, make payments or transfers, all quickly, easily, and privately. At Upper Peninsula State Bank, you'll always have the option of face-to-face interactions. And with our video teller machines, you'll be able to do so 7 days a week. We're redefining banker's hours.
'Twas a cold winter night with snow all around when Santa's old sleigh made a sputtering sound. In need of repair, Barron's Auto nearby, the shopkeep was stunned when Santa arrived. With a smile and some cocoa, they got right to work, fixing the sleigh with a magical perk. If your car's in a bind and needs expert care, trust Barron's Auto to get you there. Barron's Auto wishes you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Is your body sending you an SOS? If you have high blood pressure or type 2 diabetes, your kidneys could be warning you about increased risks like heart attack or stroke. Don't miss the hidden signal. Ask your doctor about a UACR urine test.
What's bothering Archie?
Politics. What the Supreme Court says ain't got nothing to do with the law.
Dog tap.
Goldfish. Come on now, I draw the line on goldfish.
All in the Family, Sundays from 8 to 10 on WZMQ Me TV.
Snow chances remain pretty low as we work through the rest of our Friday and into Saturday, but that changes as we head towards Sunday. Yeah, we are talking about that rain going over to wet snow as we head closer to the day on Sunday and Monday. But then look at what comes as we head into the last few days of the year into 2026. A big cool down. We're going to struggle to stay around 10 degrees on Thursday. Yeah, a lot of us are going to be in the single digits. Another update on our forecast comes up tonight at 11.
Dakota, thank you very much, and we'll see you all later tonight.
Christmas is over, and now comes the white part. A snowstorm targets the Northeast just